Tamashika devlog going live in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Are we back yet? Did I fired too soon with that countdown now, didn't I? Maybe it did. I don't know. It takes a while for the video to show up. Thankfully the internet is actually good here. So we got some good connection going. It's nice. It's very nice. So I'm back. After a quick break, I went to the supermarket. Man, going to the supermarkets here is so much fun. I think I have a weird fetish. I don't know if there's a name for this. Would love to know if there's a name for this. But like going to different countries and having some kind of like a weird fascination for their supermarkets. I can spend like hours in there just like looking at all the different products that they have, which looks nothing like the products that you have back home or in other countries. So cool. Star pickup, Uzi pickup. Let's see what this level feels like if it's Uzi'd. You know what we could do is have a random weapon pickup. I know you would think of that. So if there's a level where I can have both Shuriken 4 W3. This new menu is really throwing me off. This is kind of funky. We need to change that behavior. Man, if my sound team is hearing this, can we please have the Uzi sounds already? Please. Don't make me beg. No. No, we're not doing this. Shuriken pickup. The Shuriken works with the shooter enemies, but the Uzi, nah. Not feeling it. Because the shooter exchange is very like, it's very binary. Like I don't wanna, because like what the Uzi does is like you have to press and hold, you know, and that kind of like has this payoff timer associated to it. Also this agent HP yeah, this needs to be on a timer. Hit pause action. This only happens if the hit pause ends. So what happens is like if I hold for a bit and then stop, the hit pause ends and the HP recovers. I think what I want to do here is just give them a slow kind of HP recovery, not an immediate HP recovery. Because if you are interrupted for some reason and you want to shoot them again, there should be some, because like if there's only a little bit of HP, like the whole action, the shoot action, it feels too involved. I think we need to give agents a little bit of like a regen. A little bit of regen. Private float regen timer. Do we need a timer for this? I think we need a timer for this. Update. If you're active, if you're not hidden, blah blah blah, test site, dance. Sure. Right here, I think if HP is lesser than 100 and if HP is greater than 0 and HP is less than 100, regen timer plus is equal to clock dot delta time if regen timer is greater than 0.1 F. 10 times a second HP plus HP is equal to HP max int dot max HP plus 100. Now take the smaller of the two. 0.5, no, just 1, I think it's fine. It'll take a sec. If the HP is almost 0, I guess it'll take half a second. You know what's funny is because, yeah, this will be a little bit tricky because this should only happen if the sprite is in is not in hit pause, right? And sprite dot state is not equal to hit, not equal to deflect 1. Deflect 2. Okay, let's see how quickly this regen works here. So I think we can still do the random pickup, but we will not include shooters. Why is there a delay? Okay, not bad. I think this is just too slow. So if it's +1 10 times a second, it's only going to go up till 10. So let's make it 1 second will recover the full HP. Cool. Now we should be able to see it too. Is my audio okay? I think it's okay. Oh no, I did not start the chat again. I am the worst streamer ever. Oh cool, we've got a tags test 1 2 3. Did you hear that? I added a I don't know if the sound's coming through all the way over there, but I added a notification for when a message drops. So if somebody messages me now, there will be a notification. Yeah, okay, this is a little bit better. I want to see that again. 5. Uzi party. Oh no, it's not outputting on every frame. Let's try that again. It should go up by multiples of 5. I think what I can do is, instead of this test over here, can I test for, let's first check this and then see. But Uzi party. Pachow. Po. Po. 560, 70, 80, 90. Okay, not bad. 20, 50. I am tempted to add a UI element there. Tempted, little bit tempted. I'm not liking this delay. I don't want to restart right now. Okay, we're rolling with this. If instead of this I did bt dot current is not equal to behaviors hit pause. Why? What happened? Node and behavior tree. Interrupt. Interrupt.root. That might fail because no, it won't. No, it won't. Let's try it. Let's try it. Dot root. No, because the node might change, right? It's let's see, because it is a tree with many nodes. It's just cleaner. Yeah, I think it's working. $80, $60, $40, $50, $60, $70. 1. It just shouldn't go up. Why is the health going down by 20? I think this is working. Agent, no, player Uzi hit. Uzi dot fire. Target Uzi hit. Balloon agent hit to 20. So it's about what, 5 hits? Is it too OP? Oh. I think it's at a sweet spot. I think it's okay. Really not loving that slight delay. Delta time msec. I think this is okay. So let's say Shuriken 2. Gunner, Shuriken 1. Okay. Alright, cursor. Let's go. Don't eat up all of my memory, okay? Leave some for YouTube at least. Now we are going to add open recent run gun looking glass. Warning. Someone's messaging me. Random weapon pickup. Let's just go by the nomenclature we have. Weapon pickup any. Alright, and in the generator where we have Shuriken pickup, gun pickup, we will have weapon pickup any. Gun pickup set type stage.rand.bool Shuriken or Uzi. Weapon pickup any. Let's take this for a spin. Where do we have weapon pickup any? Okay, let's try this. Shuriken pickup, weapon pickup any. Shuriken 2. What? And we got a, all right. Let's try that again. We got a, oh. Let's try that again. Okay. Sweet. Also, this level needs to be fixed because it's for the there's a slight delay on the Uzi. This is pretty instant, but the Uzi is a little bit slower. It adds to the urgency of it. Not bad. I'm not digging this design really. Some collisions going on here. This is expected. This is very much expected. Okay, better. Uzi, please. Okay, so at least it works. Uzi pickup. Okay. C specials. This would work if I had that no balloon override, but I don't have the no balloon override. Basically, flagging segments, sections, or levels. It's yeah. I don't wanna like spin up a new system for this. You have to catch that guy right on time, and then you can avoid the melee. Cool. Sweet. C strays don't have shooters, right? No. No shooters. No shooters whatsoever. Regardless, I think I'm gonna still design some levels exclusively for the Uzi. And since these are more special levels, we can have some fun with the layouts. Uzi 1. Uzi 1. This has got to go. Z1. No, no, no. Let's slow our roll a little bit on the chargers. Did I have a command for flip sequence? Flip sequence. Let's alternate these. I remember adding that. So one of them will be on top, the other will be on the bottom. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Ceiling lamp. What is tamashika about? You know, another thing tamashika is about, it's about human instrumentality. You know, that whole talk about flow states, it kind of extends into a lot of stuff that's, I think, becoming relevant very quickly, especially if you're paying attention to all this AI related talk, you know. I feel there are like very, very interesting developments on the horizon that if they come to pass, I think the world will change very dramatically. And at least in the way from where I see the world, like, you know, there are different sim clusters out there that are talking about different things that they think are important, and that's fine. That's okay. I personally, at a personal level, I feel like it's important for more people to be talking about this, because we're literally watching machines come alive. Like the sand can think right now, you know, and the stuff that it will see is just gonna, it's like there is no, I don't know if there is a comparison to be made here with, you know, stuff that's come to pass before in our history. Like there's, like, you really got to look at how all powerful these technologies are going to be. And from another perspective, it's I think it's already too late. Like there isn't really actually a need to have a conversation about this, because it's like, what are we going to even do, you know, at this point? Waypoints were missing from this. Not bad at all. Please add underscore h6 and add 101 hashtag one X flip. I think these are all kind of like either science fiction or like occult concepts. I was reading the cybernetic manifesto. Amazing stuff. And it's like the whole idea of like an all totalitarian system that snatches agency from the species at large. Yeah, I mean, it's not science fiction anymore. Like we're watching that happen. And I from where I look at it, I feel like people are aware of this shift happening. But not everyone, because like I see the discussions that are happening, like especially like around politics, that just keeps like coming up for me. And I'm just like, are we seeing how like the power plays that we play and the way we play them, how obvious they are, and how blatantly they exploit these like patterns? That's what I was trying to describe yesterday also. It's like, what happens when a super intelligence looks at this, right? Like we know what's going to happen, right? That like I feel like that's a discussion that I feel like is missing. That keeps my sim clusters very split, I feel. Let me just text my buddy over here. And I think you have to really go, if you're from the American sim cluster, you might be hearing stuff like this. Again, depends on your sim cluster. Like I have to go to Silicon Valley and kind of like sit down with people there and like actually like talk about this stuff. Because like outside of that place, it's just, yeah, it's always going to be like disregarded as science fiction. I'm just like, okay, wait, hold on one second. Like what? Like a complaint that I hear about the technology industry is like, oh, they're just like all science fiction. And I'm just like, okay, what's the point here? What's the point we're trying to make here? Like, what was it going to be? Like, what was the tech industry going to be about? Like medieval fantasy? Why? Because history repeats itself. That's why the whole like the techno feudalism, like, oh, techno feudalism, this thing that I hear. I'm just like, I get it. Like, I'm not big on history, but I see the comparison, like with the idea of feudalism. But the amount that misses in what's coming from in front is just, it's laughably cringe, It's like we just like, I think there's this sport that we play of like just watching what's coming from in front and being like, oh, this is just like this thing that happened in history, so it's happening again. Like I get it, history repeats itself because time is actually not going forward. Yes, I am. But that exercise, what happens then is that you kind of like obfuscate a lot of very important information. To which I would say something like, it's like the car metaphor, like the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason, and we should like pay more attention to what's coming up from in front. And I really feel that there's this like flip side of like the activity of going into history, which is like, it's the same activity, but it's like it's hyperstitioning. That's the Landian concept of like, okay, but the stories that we're telling are becoming real because we all kind of like believe them, and the history that we record obviously is going to become real. But then you just have to like bounce from between sim clusters, and you'll see it's very obvious that like half of the substrate is actually riding on a different version of history, right? And you can be in your little kind of like in group and be like, oh yeah, this is our version of history, which is the right version of history, and the version of history that you've got outside in the out group is the wrong history. Yeah, and both sides are doing the same thing. It's like with the like if someone was taking this seriously, they would point at this schism, right? But I feel like a lot of the discourse seems to be locked under that, but I think that's just how humans work. Like, you can't expect humans to work outside of that framework. I feel like it's yeah, I'm completing the thought that I had before. I was talking about tech. I was talking about how, where did I start? Tamashika, Tamashika, this game. Like, what is it about? What is it about? And one thing that I feel like is going to be part of the message. That is a Uzi. You've not seen the Uzi before, bro. You've been hanging out at these streams all the time. Look at this. Look at this. Ja, pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. Isn't that cool? I'm making the sound effect because there's no sound effects right now. Okay, there's no sound effects. Pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. Nice, right? And I love how the enemies kind of like just explode into flowers. It's just aesthetics, bro. It's not that different. It is technically a less powerful weapon because it takes a while longer to take out these bad boys. Yeah. I am thoroughly enjoying it. Yeah, I also got this shuriken in, so shapow, shapow, shapow. What do you think? Shapow, shapow, shapow. Oh. This is America reference? I don't know, dude. I don't think so. Anyway, we gotta push in a few more of these levels. That's my job for today. Uzi 1, save as Uzi 2. Let's go a little bit higher. No, man, this is just, I want to be more creative with this. Completely broken. So yeah, I was saying that that's, I think that's something worth talking about, and how it links to the game is because like the game is all about flow states, and I feel like there's this very strong connection between video games and technology, right? Like it's like you are playing a video game when you're playing tamashika, right? And in a certain sense, like that's what we're doing in the world as well, in this simulation, and it's our job to come into like flow with it, right? And somehow we find that very difficult to do. And I think that's just like if you look at fiction like Neon Genesis, right? Like the Human Instrumentality Project. That's the central kind of like plot device, right? All totalitarian system of control. Well, yeah, I mean, if we're doing systems of control, like make it good, make it good. Make it good. Like you have the Eliezer Yudkowskis of the world, right? Kind of writing books about if anyone builds it, we're all gonna die, right? Like that's again, that's like it has a like it's catchy, right? It's easy to understand. Like if this happens, then apocalypse, right? And I think every effective narrative that has a substantial amount of attention capture executes on this, little thing that we have in our brains where I mean it's almost like people don't want to pay attention to things that don't end in an apocalypse, right? Take all the examples. I hear this all the time. Like there's even like down to like political narratives that people almost unconsciously like speak. It's you can actually see the narrative kind of like is the thing that's more conscious because it can like could take control of the human, and you can actually, if you pay attention, you'll actually see like it's the egregore that's talking, it's not the human anymore. Like they've lost control to this thing above, right? Take any example. Now I'm going to take these examples, okay, and the neurotypical urge to put me into that bucket is going to flare up. So just like just let's watch that narrative free energy minimization and not fall for it, because I'm trying to make a meta point here, right? You look at climate change, right? If we don't XYZ, then the islands will sink. There's it like the story has to have like a right, like it's that cliff that you jump over, right? That's one that's kind of like worldwide, right? Like it's everywhere. Like more localized ones. So I'm from India, and sometimes I make the mistake of going back there, and some narrative, I'm not even going to put labels on this thing, is like XYZ group is going to go extinct. This is some like political matter, right? I'm like, wait, what did you say? No, I didn't. I got that from key art, Esteban Sanchez. The logo Edgelord made. Esteban did the logo first, but we changed it to a different one. But the girl on the screen, that's Esteban. So where was I? Yes, narratives. So every narrative has this kind of like, you know, catch to it. And I was thinking like, okay, what if I'm making a video game and I'm marketing a video game, you know, it has to have a narrative, right? It has to have a story, because like every other way of thinking about it is just like marketing, right? Like that's boring. Don't worry about it, dude. I love the company. I appreciate the the interaction a lot. I'm just in the mood to rant right now, so I'm just talking to myself, if you don't mind. These thoughts are on my mind, like about the game. NSFW content, bro, not here, because this is like I'm live streaming the chat, so don't put it on the chat. Cool. Don't worry about it, bro. This level's gonna have a nice sunroof now. Uzi 2. Four. Okay. Let's put this guy way up, like he's shooting from the sunroof. Whoa. The pill gives you the weapon. I like this. This guy is just like chilling up here, getting ambushed from above. This reminds me of a Max Payne 2 level. One guy over here. How do I want to structure this? So the player comes in from here. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Put this here. Put this here. Okay, one guy over here and another guy over here. We'll put an anchor. Shoot out from above. Nice. Where did that guy come from? That was weird. Where did that guy come from? Is there another gunner here? No, there isn't. No, there ain't. Funky. Anyway. The geometry here is getting pretty complicated. It's strict only in the sense that you have to have everything in the right place. Like that's once you submit it for review, they're pretty strict about what like all the checklists. Just make sure all the checklists are done properly. That's it. That is the strictest part. Other than that, if you're like pushing some rules or something, like that's you're gonna have to discover how strict they are with that stuff. Where is this guy coming from? Support, support, support. Is he not dying? Does he regenerate his health? What did I bug out, bro? What did I bug out? I think it's... Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, that was cool. That was expected. At least that was expected. I think it's when he's charging you. I don't kill him properly or something like that. Funny. I think that's it. What a strange bug. Nice. Some flowers. Anyway, so like, you know, I've spent a lot of my time kind of looking at all of the stuff that's coming out in, you know, consciousness research and all the stuff that Michael Levin is talking about. I'm just like, is this seriously happening? Are we seriously like getting into all of this like geometries of platonic space and this and that? Like that's next level, man. Like I think his focus is on like the just like biology, but I think the stuff that he's talking about will have like consequences which just, I mean, no, like every field will be affected by that, you know. It's fascinating to watch. Like it's just I am in awe, like that, like what a time to be alive, like what a time to be alive. And so I think this, like, if I could package all of this stuff and just like put it in front, you know, like this is like, if we could focus on this as a species, like just figure stuff out, you know, If we could put our heads together and like work our way out of this, because like otherwise, you know, it's very easy to like fall into like that doomer style of thinking, you know. Oh, the world's gonna end, oh, the apocalypse, this, that. Yeah, okay, well, which end of the apocalypse do you want to be in, man? Like, let's fix stuff, you know. Let's make stuff better for everyone. And making stuff better for everyone is not the tune you hear usually, you know, especially if you're in politics. Like, it's just like the whole thing is just about my side, your side. Like, it's almost like it's, which is not inherently bad. It's just like I get the feeling that it's like it's meant to like do that. It's like it depends on that, and I'm just like, dude, that's just weird. It's just weird. Flat wall. Let's put a big wall light here. There you go. And do I have a puddle pickup? I will put a puddle here. Not bad at all. I like this sunroof level. Do I have a puddle? No, I don't. Cheers, bro. Sorry I was in rant mode today, but good luck with the game. Share updates next time. I want to get some water. Podcast mode. Should we do a podcast? I'm tempted. I am tempted to do a podcast. Tamashika. I'm too burnt, bro. I'm just too burnt. Like, there's way too much. I can literally feel the it's like just like a lot of my own unhealed trauma that kind of keeps resurfacing that I need to address. And I think I've made a lot of progress with that as best as I've, you know, like what I have to give to fix it. But it's really, I find it very absurd the degree to which we prioritize talking about us, you know, the world, through the lens of these obnoxious abstractions. You know, it's just they're so lossy. You know, when you put like few million strong people into a group, right? It's like if the problem was that serious, you would dig into it. You would try to understand it at a level deeper, right? Like, you can't say that the problem is very important and then just like obfuscate all of this very important information. Which, I mean, the reason I think that happens because we want to actually oversimplify. We want to like put people into buckets and just, you know, process them as this entity. Well, I mean, okay, do that, but then don't, you know, push back on all of the conversation with mimetics, because like mimetics is the study of like how you can do that in different ways. I feel that's what like I think that's my interest in memetics actually comes from there. Like, yeah, okay, these groups that we're naming, left, right, whatever. Okay, they're egregores. Let's go one step further, right? There are these like thought forms, because like people use that language to identify groups, identify people, identify the person that's standing in front of them. Like, if the language has those embeddings, then the thought form exists, right? Like then what we're talking about now has become real, because people, individual agents, are processing their reality through those filters. Okay, cool, fine, it's real. All right, it's all real. Now, what if we changed those labels? But that would involve, I don't know, nuance, which doesn't really fly, because a lot of the exercise seems to be about like, feelings and emotions that are expressed, right? And you can't really do that once you go a step further in on the nuance ladder, right? It's almost like the whole activity at some level starts to feel like it's like anti-intellectual. It's like it's pushing back against any depth that could be had there, right? Which makes me feel like the whole exercise really is just a setup. It's a setup. And when you look at it from that angle, I feel like in my personal experience, like the few people, the few agents in my simulation that keep like pushing me to take this more seriously, like I have seen that their insistence actually is coming from a very deep kind of like some trouble that they have, like some trauma that they have, that some they're incentivized to look at the world a certain way, and for needing an outlet to do that, they tether themselves to stories about the world. Now, those stories are real because they are like fitting into that feeling structure that you have inside your kind of like somatic being, right? And you can actually see when you're like talking to human agents how they lean into that, right? They lean into that mode from where the narrative assumes agency over their cognitive apparatus, right? And then you're just like, okay, I'm not even talking to the person anymore, right? And then once you're not talking to that person, right, and you're talking to the egregore, you can't tell the egregore that it's not real, right? It's not going to respond well to that. If you would assume that it was a rational agent that you were talking to, and you would tell them that, hey, actually, you know what, there's different ways to look at this thing, and we're choosing to look at it this way because the other side is actually looking at this other way, so there must be like some kind of like information loss between these two different sim clusters. But no. I'm right and you're wrong. That is the mode of operation that we assume, right? We can't work from outside of that mode of operation. So within that mode of operation, the only thing that you can do is fling one-liners at each other, right? Because I think what would happen is like you would step out of that mode and then kind of update your priors. But that's like that. All of that is just like thinky stuff for autists. The human mode of operation of discourse is kind of doing this like a thing, right? Chill cat, and being like, I'm right, and this is what's going on, and the other side, blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, all right, fine. Don't pull me into that because I don't know how to do that. I don't know. Am I supposed to be able to do that? I don't know. I can't do that. Because the information just doesn't like, it doesn't like I can't, Like, you have to really believe the thing that you're saying when you say it like that, right? I don't have that talking point. Maybe it's a lack of understanding on my part, right? Like, I try to go into, like, like reading stuff that people are informed about, and I'm just like, I would do that if for just maybe a day or a week you would stop changing it. It's like you just have to, like, leave your house and go to go next door, and they're, like, riding on a different set of information, completely different set of information, and version of, like, current events and history and everything. It's just like, I don't know, man. The only thing I can say with conviction is the human cognitive substrate is completely schizophrenic. It is insane. It is crazy. It's a banana republic. It's a crazy house. That's what we're working with, actually. Like, if you want to help bring the species into alignment, or if you were a mechanism that was, like, reading it in real time from the outside, by the way, that's what social media, I think, is doing, then you would see insane people who are completely, like, out of their minds. As a collective, I'm not saying as individuals. As individuals, everyone's very smart. They have status, position, respect, and they provide safety and security to the people around them inside their sim clusters, of course, because, like, outside the sim cluster, oh, you're just, like, objectively evil bad person on the other side. Yeah, right. Like, it's like I like the discourse is almost evidence of the fact that the species doesn't talk to itself, and something tells me it doesn't want to do that. Why? Because I don't know, it's just probably not fun. That's why I'm just like, this whole super intelligence thing, like, part of me is just like, sheesh, bro. There is no intelligence here. There's just a lot of stories and a lot of feelings. And the cold, hard, statistical analysis of machine learning will just, like, it'll peel right through it, I think that's another spin, I think, on Yudkowsky's narrative. Like, does the species actually believe that it will have agency or power? It's barely conscious of the misery and suffering it creates for itself. No kings. Yeah, of course not. Once the species is under, I mean, you can pretend to play that, but yeah, it's not gonna be a thing. Save as Uzi 3. Are we playing this trick again, or are we doing something different? Let's do something different. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. There's too many of these pillars here. what we're gonna do here is add a gunner that side X is at 35. Side X 35. Okay, apply. And then, no, I want this guy to be a support. And spawns Y. This can be side X 60. Apply. And you can just be Y2, Y1. You can be a gunner. Delete. Aussie 3. Whoa, that was not planned. Height 2.5. Gunner side 70. It can't be too far out because then the player will not be able to see it. Uzi 3. See, it happened again. I think I just don't kill that enemy completely. Yeah, you see, it's just, yeah, I'm not waiting for it. That's cool. That's a fun mechanic. You have to make sure that you're taking it out completely. I think we can go just one more unit. Apply, save. I'm just gonna add this sound effect. I'm gonna clip this video. I'm gonna tell my sound team, hey, can we do a get deleted. Wow, you're also not gone yet, huh? Are these guys just respawning or am I not? Okay, everyone's gone this time. Cool. Flat floor light small. Did I get everyone this time? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Uzi 3. Are the gods dead? No, we have achievements. We have achievements. We definitely have achievements. Why is my chat not working? I think the polar is gone. I wonder why. Sorry, I missed all your messages. I thought you were gone. Connect. Maybe we found a bug. The soul is a group story tale, bro. That's, you know it, man. You know it. You know it. Like it's we're a completely like storytelling creature, and one has to kind of like stop and question where the story is coming from, because it's too often that the story comes from a place of, you know, just like old wounds recycled. Like it's I'm like, if you buy into this story, I'm sorry, you are just like, you are perpetuating something that you know we could technically be growing out of. And I know in the game theoretic sense, it doesn't like fall into place, because like you're in that us versus them mindset. That's just like a level of consciousness, right? Like the game is to like bring us out of that, but that's a game that I guess even like people who do have power don't want to play, and that's fine. Then admit that the game is rigged completely. Like it's a complete rig, all of it. That's what it feels like to me. It's the rig central. We're rigging everything. Come on, dude, we can do better than this. Save as Uzi 4. I wanna have the feeling of like, okay, you take out an enemy and then you turn around and you take out another enemy, and then you have to turn around again and take out another enemy, but without the shooters. I did have an idea of doing one of those, like, you know, like the focus things that kind of like carry your focus from one enemy to another. Unlike the relay where, you know, where it like nudges you, this one would be like a you shoot and then it kind of cutscenizes the scene. Yeah, that's a word. I'm gonna give a talk at GDC about this. Cutscenizing your gameplay. My salts, just doing drugs on stream. Cheers, bro. Thanks for lending me your ear. A lot of this stuff has been on my mind. Sniffing again. It's like, this is my addiction, bro. Like, someone's gonna clip this and they're gonna be like, look at the tamashika dev. He's just sniffing stuff all the time. What is he sniffing? Conspiracy theory. Did you know what he was sniffing? Always knew this guy was a this or that. The narrative must flow, bro. The narratives must flow. Every sim cluster needs a narrative. Every sim cluster needs a narrative. That's why you open a mimetic wormhole, right? Like all these people who get super famous, like everyone has a story to tell about them, and it's a completely different story. And every time you can tell from the story, obviously, if they like the person or not, right? And if they don't like them, they have plenty of material, right, to dislike them. That's just how I think that's when you get attention. That's just it's normal. That's why there are sim clusters out there that believe in wild ideas about me. Hey, believe away. Tell your friends. Truth seeking, it's actually not even a feature of the species. Of reality at large is actually designed to obfuscate what reality really is. Now this is very abstract, but like you can work backwards from there and just notice how like our sense making is actually just solving for this completely different thing called survival, right? And to what we were talking about before, where like that survival, that kind of like group belonging instinct, is selecting for facts, right? So it's like that. It's what's that guy's name? Ben Shapiro, was it? Who very famously said in some interview, "Facts don't care about your feelings." I'm just like, bro, it's actually the other way around. I think feelings don't care about facts. Because there are so many facts. Actually, if you ask Nietzsche, he would say that there are no facts, only interpretations. And I buy that. It's a very chaos magician way of looking at it. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. But there is a lot of truth to that. Because like if you have a certain feeling towards something, you will just select for different facts around it. Right? And to be able to question that mechanism, like, wait, am I doing this? Then you will be like this. You'll be sniffing stuff on stream, talking to yourself, completely like, crazy. So that's, yeah. I'm not making any recommendations here. Okay, I'm just sniffing my. Man, I sniff too much on stream. Sniffing on stream. Tamashika Dev blog. I like the thinkers, bro. They kind of, they're just like out there kind of like vibing. Yeah, it's like humanity. Should we give humanity the outgroup? Like everyone's like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm, white, I'm brown, I'm left, I'm right, I'm this religion, I'm that religion. Is anyone out there kind of like going like, wait, do you still identify as human? You know how like it's the whole LGBT thing? Like, come on, like so much of our, like, we're talking to AIs all the time, right? Do you talk to ChatGPT, like, hey Siri or something? It didn't pick it up. After a while, like, I imagine no group. Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying. That's the no group consciousness of humanity at large, right? To bring attention to that, what do you do? Pop quiz. Tell me, what do you do? Should I answer? I'll tell you. You create the outgroup. Problem solved. Because like until there isn't like a thread, then you won't pay attention to it, right? Sorry, I broke it. Pause the video. That's what I just feel like, if you're not speaking across some kind of like spicy schism that threatens your in-group instinct, then why would you identify it with it even? That's the thing that I was talking about before, about the perception thing, right? Like survival instincts over seeing reality for the way it is. Like, okay, like just create a thread, they create like now it doesn't matter if you're it is, I think it's actually concepts all the way down, really. Like the idea, what I'm saying is just like you just keep creating subgroups, because the ones that otherwise if the ones that we had, all of them, I'm saying all of them are fake. That's what I'm trying to say. I think all of them are useless. I mean, they're useful until we like continue working through them. That's yeah. That's they're first of all, they're all overlapping, right? And some of them like gain strength over time. This is just like availability cascades, right? Like the groups remain dormant until like there's some like reason for it to come back up, and then that group kind of like is a subgroup of a different larger group that is vying for power. So it kind of like shakes hands with this one, and then you have like egregores with sub egregores kind of stacking on top of each other. Cool. Turn a pattern recognition machine on it and see what it does to it. I need to stop sniffing this thing, bro. You're making me sniff. Don't make me sniff. Uzi 4. Let's get back to. What do you think is the problem? The meaning making itself is the problem. I think we're agreeing, right? Like that's what's going on. Like we want to make a meaning, so we find the most convenient way of doing it, and lo and behold, the other side is doing the same thing, but it doesn't line up with the way we're doing it. Oops. If we could just like stop and call that out. It's like, yo, maybe there's like, you guys have a god. Oh, cool. They have a god too. They just like the names are different. Say more. What do you mean? Causality. You sound like the Merovingian, bro. The Merovingian. I'm just gonna put this here. Don't leave me hanging like that, bruv. I'm gonna screenshot that, okay? Because yes, that's it. That you got it, bro. You got it. It's the brain is inherently a pattern recognition machine, right? It'll find patterns anywhere actually, and you can actually like use those patterns to make meaning, and it's like one of those, like, if you're crazy enough, like everything is a signal from God, but it's true, right? Like that is what's like actually what your brain is doing at some level. So it's the patterns that you're talking about, the ones that are more subtle, the ones that don't even precipitate in language, are out there. They're out there, and if you have an intelligence that can identify those, label them, and then construct meaning around that, yo, oh shit, like, yeah, we need to talk about that, and I think the game there would be like, how sophisticated is your meaning making apparatus, because like if you had a more robust meaning making apparatus, then it would trump, it would completely overthrow the one that is operating at a lower baseline. Like, how do you expect to compete with that? That's the whole the speciation thing, right? Like, where, like, if you have the whatever Neanderthals or the ones that came before or after it, and one of them didn't have language, and the others had like this coordination memory ability, Like you're gone, bro. You can't compete with that. You cannot compete with that. You're toast. The only play there is to not compete. Hope that it makes friends with you. I don't know. I'm not that solid on my game theory, but like whatever. That's that's kind of what I see playing out. Intelligence, baby, intelligence. What happened over here? Y1, please. Dude, you're so right. So incomprehensible. So incomprehensible. You got it again. That's why I tweeted once saying that Tamashika is actually xenophilic. She has a little bit of like a, not just a curiosity, but like almost like a lust for the outside. You know what I mean? Y0, never mind. Appear 0, apply what was it about? Wait, what is it? Is it about talpas and community beliefs? Bro, hit me up. I want to know what this game is. Show me. Appear 0, hide, appear 0, appear 1. Bro, there's a game about this. There's a game about egregores. I want to make a game about egregores, about belief propagation and perceiving systems, about how nothing is real and we just make it real because we believe in it together. Memetics, man, memetics. Memetics, the video game. Let's do this. Memetics, the video game. That would be actually a very educational game. Who's Leela? Who's Leela on Steam? Who is Leela? Who is Leela indeed? Face recognizing neural network. That's pretty cool. David Lynch, my man. Features, top feature, neural network powered emotion detection. Amazing. Ditterpunk. Ooh, sounds pretty deep, bro. Also very dark. Looks awesome. Well, tell me more about the part of the game where it's about belief propagation. Appear 2, dude. Appear 2, please. Appear 2. Appear 0. Okay. I prefer interface, but Parasite works too. That'll be a very consciousness first video game design. We cool, bro. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Dude, if you're making a game about egregores, sign me up. I want to play that. This one is making appear 2. So you shoot that, you shoot this, and then we shoot here. Okay, let's try this. OZ4. Pata! Da-da-da-da-da! Da-da-da-da-da! We need a blocker here. Okay, this is not a kind of level that I want to string one after the other. Underscore H6. Pow! Fra! Frda! 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 Can we just, I think instead of this, okay, you go away. We can just add another piece, a wider piece here, okay? And no, I want to block it. I want to block. Here, I'll make it block. Here, there you go. Regular Z1, Z2, Z3. Okay. Z1, 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 Z2. You can go here. Problem solved. Here, how about I give you a little nice ceiling lamp here. Yeah, dude, like I actually wasn't thinking that. I was thinking that you're like pretty creative, and I like the way you think about ideas, and I hope you can make all the games that you're making, because like I would play that Tulpa game that you're thinking about. Yeah, everyone works differently, man. I actually, like, while I'm working on this, I get ideas about like, oh, I want to maybe try do a different game, and I just like completely like shoot it down because I want to focus on this completely. But I think, yeah, you can totally like move back and forth. Like whenever you get the inspiration to do one game, like add stuff to one game, do that, and then switch over. But yeah, you have to make sure that you're not going completely you're not being able to focus at all, or not being able to add to any of the projects. Then you're probably like stuck. But other than that, totally go for it. Program away, bro. Teach me how you multitask so that I can do it too. Anomaly. Normalize this. Can we fix this, please? Go straight, take a left, and then that's it. That's probably a good trick, dude. That's probably something that you're being able to do, and you probably need to be doing that. So that's probably a good idea. Open. No. Sorry, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to myself. I was talking to my editor, actually. No. No. Am I doing this right? Ago. This is Ago. Hello. Z1. Hopefully this is better. I don't know if I'm ADHD or if I'm just weird or if I'm just autism. I don't know, but like my brain sure as hell doesn't work on some typical script. Now I'm liking this level. Now I am digging this. Why is this design here still? Because I have not extended. Why is this 5? This can't be 5. This has to be 4. Okay, this will be 4 here. And this will work. This will work. This will work, I think. Yes. Oh. Okay, this is much better. Attention is all you need. Anomaly studies. Attention is all you need, bro. Pay attention. You hear me? Pay attention. I'm trying to do the same. Don't take this as some kind of like mansplaining instruction that I'm giving you. No, I'm talking to myself. Pay attention. Disp X20. Apply. No, don't do that. Ooh, is that... Dude, I've heard there are like really cool pills for it, and I know people who have like this attention thing and they take the pills and they're just like, oh my god. I don't know where you're based or how, like, anyway, I don't want to get into the weeds of this. The weeds of this. Funny. Dude, this thing that I'm sniffing is just Tiger Balm, bro. It's just Tiger Balm. You know, I don't think it has any psychoactive effects. Maybe it does. Maybe it's just like very effective placebo. I just picked up one while I was in Thailand. You can just buy Tiger Balm, dude. Tiger Balm should be available whichever part of the world you're in. You can walk into a store. You don't even have to get the sniffer. You can just get the little thing. I have one in my bag too, but I have the red one. I don't have the white one. I have the special red one. And you can kind of like, and just close it. It's good qualia, bro. It's good qualia. Gotta keep the good qualia going. And before you know it, you're sniffing some other stuff. And I don't mean that hard, whatever. No, I mean like actual good smells. You know about the Qualia Research Institute? I hung out with those guys once. And this dude showed up with like a briefcase of like scents. And I'm like, what? Good times, man. Good times. Good memories and good times. And good smells. Good smells. It's the only place on earth where I can go and like have people talk about how senses, like the smell sense is actually like hyperbolic. It's like no. I don't know if they had nasty smells, but they had like exotic smells, like very special exotic smells. Amazing. Just brilliant. Yeah, like sense, like it was actually a game. Like back in Japan, back in the day in Japan, they used to play a game with this, where it's like you have to recognize the smells and stuff. Are we liking this level? We are liking this level. After we X-flip it. You know why? Because we can. Have you been in Japan? Yes, sir. Many, many times. I actually have lived there now for a total of about 1 year. And I love it. It's a country made for autistic people, dude. It is just, it's heaven. It is so nice. It is so quiet. It is so clean. It is so, the food there is so nice. The people, like, I don't even speak the language, dude. Like, I'm like a total stranger. Like, I'm the lowest rungs of society there, because I'm like practically like an uneducated like adult, that like a kid that doesn't even speak, you know, like basic language. And I still felt respected there. Like it feels like the basic kind of respect for the other person is just so high. It is so high. The standard of living is just at a different level. I don't know. I'm not a nationalist or anything like that, but just Japan, I just like things, okay? Like, people make fun of me and they're like, oh, why is everything Japanese in tamashika? It's because I like it, dude. Like, what are you gonna do? You know, it's like, oh, this game is Think Japan. It's like, yeah, so what? So what? About actually a lot of things about Japan. Things galore. This guy doesn't shoot you across these. Why does this have a boundary? This reminds me of Max Payne. Everything reminds me of Max Payne, bro. Did you play Max Payne? Did you ever play Max Payne? The original Max Payne? Man, I love Max Payne. Max Payne is my favorite game. Max Payne had that like section where you're in the dream and you're walking on that little red thing, and the baby's crying in the distance. It was super freaky. Good times, good memories, good memories. Okay, can we push these levels before I make some horrible mistake? Hit status. status git add dot git commit more Uzi. The other team that's looking at the code base, I'm sorry for making my commits messages this way. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to build a new habit. Okay, I'm trying my best here. I'm just gonna look at my messages. All right. Should we take a break again? I just want to snack on something again. I'm a snacker. I want to snack on something. I think I want to skip dinner. Is my audio still coming through? All right, bruv. Thanks for the chats. Always appreciate it. Good luck with your 4 projects. And I will. Yeah, I need to go too. Good timing. Good timing. See you around, brother. Infinite bliss.